Hi, my name is Tyler Rowe and I'm an instructor with the Institute of Classics in East Asian Medicine, ICEAM Australian branch. And I'm here today to talk about more frequently asked questions on the Shanghan Lun and Canonical Chinese medicine. Now, one of the things we often get told is it can't treat modern illnesses. Classics aren't appropriate for the modern day. Can classics treat modern illnesses? Well, yes, and perhaps one of the most modern things that we all deal with, and I'm sure you've dealt with it in clinic, is radiotherapy. And we have a few formulas we use quite effectively in treating the side effects of radiotherapy that we use in ICEAM. The first one is from Shanghan Lun, line 112. Line 112 talks about a physician who has improperly used Huizi, fire needle. So fire needle originally meant to be a technique for tendon bee, but in this case the fire needle is used as a cheap and dirty way to bring a whole lot of yang to the surface and create a sweat. And as a result, it creates a burn and it disperses the person's yang. So the first step of this process is to use Guizhi Chu Xiaoyao Jia Shuqi Longgu Muli Zhoni Tang. We'll just call it Guizhi Zhoni Tang for short. Okay, Guizhi Zhoni Tang treats the initial burn. Okay, it helps with this when yang's been dispersed to the surface, all that fire has gone to the surface, fire has hit metal, the skin, and created a burn. And we use Guizhi Zhoni Tang, quite effective. As a follow-up, we'll often use a formula from Jingui Chapter 7. Okay, Jingui Chapter 7 is on lung disorders. And in Jingui 7, it talks about Maimendong Tang. Now, Maimendong Tang is a formula for, once again, for fire hitting metal. Now, in the lines where it talks about Maimendong Tang, it's talking about the lungs. But because we know metal, lungs, the tissue of the lungs is the skin, when fire hits the skin, it's still fire hitting metal. So we use Maimendong Tang quite effectively to first place a lot of moistening nourishment into the center. Okay, there's Maimendong Renshen, Datsao, Gansao, Gengmi, rice, all that nourishment placed in the center. And then we use Bansha to pungently disperse that moisture to the surface. So it quite effectively brings cool moistening to the surface to nourish the skin. So this is one example of how we can use classical formulas to treat a very modern illness. Obviously, radiation burns weren't an issue back then, but it can be effectively treated because it's still the same body, still the same physiology. So next time somebody tells you, oh, classics don't suit modern illnesses, they absolutely can. Now, I first started studying the Shanghan Lun series with ICEAM back in 2011 with Arnaud Versluys in Melbourne. I studied it again in 2016 in Sydney because it was such a good course. This is without doubt the most extensive training available today on the Shanghan Lun and the Jingui Yaolui, the companion volume on internal medicine. Have a look at some of the other FAQs to understand a little bit more about that. It's perhaps the most comprehensive classical herbalism course available today. And we're starting a new series. The new series is going to be a hybrid format in Brisbane and also online. I'm going to be one of the instructors starting in late April. If you're interested, have a look at the links below. Hope to see you there. Thank you.